Election results are not official until the Electoral College meets next month, and with legal challenges still happening and with several states not being called yet, at least 3 of them anyway, we want to find out what are the odds that President Trump could flip the outcome of the election. So we bring in Josh Blackman, professor of law with South Texas College of Law. Josh, thanks so much for your time this morning. The president remains adamant, and his supporters, that they will win. Do you see a path forward for him at this point?
I'm very skeptical. At this point, Joe Biden has a pretty substantial margin. And even if all of President Trump's lawsuits were successful, I still don't think it would flip enough votes to alter the outcome of the election. I think at this point, there's not really a path forward for Donald Trump.
Everyone is looking for in his party that proof of widespread voter fraud. What kind of proof would the president and his team need to show?
So far, they've alleged these perhaps small irregularities where things were not done perhaps exactly as they should have been, but it's not clear that the way things were done were illegal. Really, what he would need to show is that thousands of votes were just thrown in the garbage, or thousands of votes were forged, or that tens of thousands of votes were just dumped inside the box without checking with anyone first. The sorts of things they're alleging really aren't enough to disqualify tens of thousands of votes. I mean, these are people who, in good faith, cast a ballot. Perhaps it wasn't done exactly as things were supposed to be done, but the rules aren't always entirely clear in these cases about how a vote's supposed to be cast.
So without showing thousands of votes that were cast illegally, that would not be enough, just 100, 200 here or there, to flip a state.
That's correct. These sorts of legal challenges work when the margin of victory is a few hundred votes. They don't work when the margin of victory is a few thousand votes, or tens of thousands of votes, or hundreds of thousands of votes.
President-elect Joe Biden right now calling it an embarrassment that President Trump will not concede. Do you know, is he required to concede the election for the transition to happen?
There's no requirement that the president concede. Frankly, things can move forward whenever Joe Biden wants to. There are certain things that only happen when the administration says, okay, we're done here. So there's certain funding amounts that are released to Joe Biden, certain intelligence classified reports that are given. So that hasn't happened yet. So there are certain things that Biden can't do, but really it doesn't matter at this point. Joe Biden will keep plugging along, and come January 20th, the Chief Justice, John Roberts, will swear in Joe Biden.
And finally, Josh, just one question about the results being certified. That's expected to happen soon and in several states. Is it possible that certification of the results could be withheld, and that the president would have some sort of way to delay what is perhaps the inevitable even more?
The lawsuits that Trump has been filing seek that remedy. They seek to stop the certification process. So far, the courts have not been interested in canceling out thousands of votes. So I think at this point, certification will happen in the next few weeks, and by mid-December, the Electoral College will meet, and the result will be settled.
Josh Bachman with South Texas College of Law. Thanks so much for your time this morning, Josh. Really appreciate it.